Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day 23 of Christie's from Christie's Beautiful Life 30 days of sketches. And we are up to day 23, which means we basically have less than a week left, my friends, or roundabout a week left of this wonderful, awesome series. Now, you can see today's sketch up here on the left, and today's exclusive sketch was created for us by the lovely Jackie, our friend Jackie from JQ Crafty here on YouTube. And you can see that it is a double page. And today's Dottie About Flair prompt, the Dottie About Flair prompt for today, is a long title. So we'll see how we bring that in. Now, this one gave me a little bit of trouble. I've actually done a couple of layouts that come after this before getting to this one, because one thing I knew for sure is I wanted to take this double page and bring it to a single 12 by 12, as I have been doing, with the exception of day 6, I think, when I did do the full double page. But I wanted to do it a little bit differently. The other two double pages, I chose either one side of the page, or even in one case, an element or a portion of one of the pages. Whereas in this case, I want to bring in both sides of the page to my 12 by 12, because you can see that gorgeous big circular element where Jackie has the title, some journaling, and a little bit of embellishment. And then the right-hand page for her are the photos, subtitle, and some matting, more than likely. Now, my photos are smaller than I think what would be intended by Jackie. I have a feeling she was using 4x4 photos. Mine are substantially smaller. I've cut them down actually to 2.5 by 3. 2.5 by 3. These photos are old style photos. These go back to the mid 1980s, about maybe, I can't remember if it's 83, 84, 85, somewhere around there, when I was in New Orleans. And the photos, I think then, were they maybe like 3 by 5s or something like that, the regular photos that we had. And it had a lot of just extraneous street or scenery or whatever that didn't really need to be in the photos. And by cutting them down, you could still see here that, you know, Bourbon Street is not far. I'm walking around. There's lots of crowds. There's some music in the street. You can see some of the gorgeous architecture. This is just a sidewalk view. You don't really need to see anything more than that. Me enjoying a treat, sitting down on some of these gorgeous little courtyard iron little bistro sets. So I didn't need anything more, so I thought I would cut the photos down, which means they're going to take up a lot less real estate. Then what finally came to me for the sort of left-hand side of the page was the lovely Vicki Boutin Fernwood collection, and this paper in the Fernwood collection. So I thought, so this paper here, you can see here that by cutting a circle, I would have these lovely pie-shaped areas that are in the sketch, and somehow I could bring that in for my title and my journaling, and maybe even layer a couple of elements, let's say this one here, which I could layer on here as well. So that came to me. So that's the first thing I did. I went, used my plate, cut my circle, and there you have it. Have my 4 photos, and then it started to take shape how I could possibly make this, turn this into one 12 by 12 layout. My first idea was to bring in this more neutral from my Bella Boulevard Besties as a background. It's called Oyster, but then if you look at it here, it's really sort of more of a taupe, and it doesn't really go. So then I went and I brought 2 more over, and let's choose together. Now, definitely this one, which is called Pony. Now, I think that could work quite well with my photos. Let's see, I don't quite know how I want to arrange them yet. Probably something like this. Now, you see, I think that might be quite nice, but then I've got bits of Fernwood scraps here that I might want to use to map my photos, and then this color is not as pleasing to me because now normally today would be a Build-A-Page, also, by the way, the Build-A-Page layout, but somehow this really, I needed it to be based on this piece of paper, and Fernwood is not one of the page kits I built. So we have had layouts 1 and 2 on Monday, Tuesday. We're taking a break today. Tomorrow there will be 2 layouts because we have a very special event, and they will also be 2 Build-A-Page layouts. So if I look at, let's say, these scraps, I have quite a few bits of papers here. Let me bring all of that out. That could be used for matting my photos, or that I could bring in, namely these. But then you see, if you use either of these, now I think this would be nice on the photo, although it maybe brings in a little bit too much of the sort of yellowy, you know, from that era. The photos are not crisp and bright, so it makes it, does it make it all a little bit dingy? It might. Then we have this more orange, which could be quite nice, but then I find it doesn't match the background. So then I started wondering, well, is it the color of the photos, or is it this background that's sort of just a little iffy? So I went back to my besties and got what they call black, and it's not really black. It is more charcoal, and I think that is the answer, my friends, because although these are very brown in tone, I don't think it, I think it goes quite well because there is some black in all of these photos as well. So I do kind of like that contrast. This definitely fits beautifully. And then you see, if you start bringing in these other colors, they go a lot better, so that I could map my photos in these brighter colors. I also have them I'm going to fussy cut maybe a couple of these cameras. I was thinking we might be able to use, you know, a couple of these journaling cards, maybe, because this is not usable, but maybe a couple of the journaling cards. A World as Beautiful as This would go nice with a travel page. So we'll keep that. Then we have this scrap. Now you see, no, that doesn't work. I thought it might, but then this is actually a very, very dark green and not black. And this is not from the Fernwood collection, so we won't be using that. This, again, I think is just too dark. This would work. And I also have, because I'm wondering whether this could be interesting somehow. Now, could we map the photos? That actually might be nice. But then if I did this, I might need to bring a little bit more of that over there. So far, this is what we have. Definitely, so we're going to go with that. Now, will I be able to use any more of this? Maybe, because my photos, of course, take up less real estate. I'm going with the top corner here, bringing it down into here, but might I add a couple of little embellishment clusters? We'll have to see. So anyway, my friends, that's about what I have now, because I'm still in the process of really thinking about this, I have, of course, the puffy stickers and the chipboard exploring. I definitely want to get that in here because that is what I was doing. So let's get that in there for sure. Lost and Found maybe could be fun. A few of these, I think. Oh, Life is Short and the World is Wide. I think that could be fun as well. So let me go off and play a little bit, my friends, and I'll come back when I'm a little bit more structured. I've got a little bit of this done and my thought process a little, excuse me, words further along. See you in a minute. Well, there you have it, my friends. A little bit more than a check-in because I just started playing and it was Sunday evening and I just completed the layout in the evening. And you know what? This is different and it challenged me because I really did want to use, as I said, that double page sketch, bring it down to a 12 by 12, but not by using only one side, by using elements for both. And in the end, I love this. So we had, of course, done the circle together, and I was showing you the various papers, formatting the photo, and I chose this lovely, this is from Fernwood as well, of course. So it goes from the sort of corally, orangey red into orange over into the more golden yellow, and I think it matches the photos and it brings the photos out quite well because they are quite dark, of course, because they are older photos from the mid-80s. Got my circle down, and then I wanted to highlight a little bit of the lines within the circle without necessarily going to the bother of doing actual stitching. So I took some black twine and I just ran a very thin line of liquid glue on a few of these and put some black twine just to give it an extra little pop. And then, of course, decided I was going to put a flare there to hide where all of these bits of twine come together. And of course, the way the design of that paper was, it was the perfect spot for a lovely Dottie About Flair, Flairalicious piece. Got my photos matted, smaller photos, of course, down here in the corner, the way they are in the sketch. Used this gorgeous Bramble Fox Perspectives. I am becoming quite obsessed with these gorgeous words. So amazing. I just put it there. And then I got my title. That's the part that I guess I'm still a little unsure of because of the way the spacing is. Now, the Dottie About Flair prompt for today, day 23, is a long title. So I wanted to get that there. So Strolling Along Bourbon Street, because that is what I was doing. Now, in fact, Bourbon Street is there and I'm on my way to there. But I decided I would still call it that because that is what these photos remind me of. So I got that down. Now the spacing is a little off. It's a little weird as a placement. It's not quite what I had in my head, but it'll do. And these are the lovely LE Studios, those little puffy alphas, which I love. So then having this down and having the two main elements from the sketch, I did feel, though, I needed a little bit more. I needed to get one of my little corners here. I felt this up here was just a little bit bare. So I simply took some, because I did cut this circle down a little bit. So I took the offcuts of that and just created little triangular elements that sort of mimic, although differently, this kind of design, and brought them along here to get this lovely little side filled up, put another gorgeous flare there. And then having done that, I wanted a little extra down here, so I went it's quite minimal. A lovely Nicole Jones 911, just a tab, a hexagon that was in one of my bowls that I had previously punched out, and another gorgeous Flairalicious piece. And then, just to brighten up the background a little bit, I got some Glorious Day, some gold mist out in the 3 areas, and some of these lovely Spiegel Mom Scraps gold medallion, which were from the December release, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if there's still any of these in the shop, but just, you know, I have the affiliate link, which is always down below, that'll get you directly to the shop. And you, of course, can always use my code Moira15 if you buy anything. So just go on over and see. There may still be some of these left, because this, to me, having a good gold and a good silver sequin mix is sort of like the neutrals and the basis. It's like having good white cardstock in sequin fashion, if that makes any sense at all. So I got a couple of the stars out, and then just used a variety of the sequins to finish off this page. And in the end, I love it. I think if you look at the 12 by 24, you can see the sketch, you can see what I did, and I'm quite proud of this. So thank you, Jackie, for giving us this sketch, which to me is a little different, was pushing me out of my zone, and it did, and I'm quite proud of what I came up with. So again, thank you, Jackie, for the lovely inspiration. Make sure, my friends, you follow, of course, all of the links down below. The Dottie About Flairalicious prompt today is a long title. And I always have, in addition to all the links, of course, I have the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group and the Dottie About Flair Facebook group down below as well. If you want to play along, use, of course, the hashtag 30DSCBL9 to find inspiration, or for us to find you if you are playing along. The participation is amazing. I was just chatting with, a few of my scrappy friends recently, and I was saying, oh my God, I think I have enough videos. I could watch videos for the rest of the year and still not run out. But I will get to them all, because I am just so thrilled. So thank you for being here with me, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.